I'm reviewing Assassin's Creed Unity on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We're taken into a world introduced to a new assassin named Arno. Now this time we're in France. Arno has a lot of the same characteristics as Ezio, he's got a little bit of swagger about himself. And just how he handles business, he actually looks like him a bit. The story is pretty similar. He loses a loved one. He has to figure out who the true culprit was. He was framed for the murder. He runs to the League of Assassins, builds up his rep, goes on missions. No stone was unturned in the level of detail. The lighting effects are absolutely off the chain. When they do different climbing animations, it looks really good. Just a bunch of smooth movements that is magnified by the system. Nice looking weapons, finishing moves, but the problem is it all takes a hit due to the lack of a stable frame rate. Plenty of times I got into battle with maybe 4 to 5 people attacking me at once, and the game can't even seem to handle that. If you're fighting in a big crowd, it's going to be running real slow. So it's hard to appreciate the animations and brand new movements when the game is unstable as this. Super long loading times. If you want to do a fast travel, you're better off just going there yourself. It always feels satisfying in Assassin's Creed to progress, unlock new moves, to get better items and stuff like that. That didn't change, but it's also hindered in Unity. This game feels like a free-to-play title, but wait a second, you just spent $60 on it. And I want to say that because the moment you put it in, they're advertising season pass. Okay, yeah, that's expected. But there's certain items that you can't get unless you have the Assassin's Creed Companionship app, have a Uplay account, go on another website, get another Assassin's Creed profile, and all this other stuff. And it's like, man, it's just so much content that I can't access right away when I just spent $60. You understand? Publishers have to make their money, but there has to be a better way than this. One thing that's different about this Assassin's Creed entry is, of course, the multiplayer. Every person has to play their role perfectly. You get more points when everyone sticks together and plays as a unit. Unity! Various objectives are set up with a cutscene, so you're not just running into it blind. It seems like they took the same amount of care in the single player cutscenes that they would in the multiplayer. But the problem is, the glitches that I was experiencing on single player, they also made their way to the multiplayer. It's tough to get into a room with 4 people without network issues. There was a time where I was put down. I strayed away from the group and I just decided I wanted to fight people, which is not what you're supposed to do. And I paid for it like I'm supposed to. On the ground, dude is reviving me. He's trying his best to revive me. He tried 3 times and the game will not let me get up. So we're just like, we couldn't do anything about it. And it just goes back to me, I've always been against Assassin's Creed being an annual event. It seems like the story is yes, it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty fun, but it does feel like a rehash, and it also feels like they're reaching for plot. If they gave us a little bit more time, really put some extra thought into the storyline, because there are some nice voice acting performances. As always, there's some top flight performances in this game. Absolutely. They just needed a better story to match the voices. The gameplay, it has its moments when it's not slowing down or it's not glitching. You can have some fun experiences. But ultimately, Unity is just too glitchy. They can charge, they can have DLC for this and that. If you want to spend money to upgrade your character faster, there's microtransactions for that also. That's another reason why I say it feels like a free-to-play game, even though it ain't. But that's another reason why I say that. So you have a game that is not polished, that, like I said, should not come out annually. If this had another year in a development cycle, I guarantee you this score would be a lot nicer right now. But they have to rush things because they have to come out every year. So, great looking, has its moments, but it's unpolished. And they're selling you a bunch of their other content for this game that is not finished, clearly. So that's why I have to give Assassin's Creed Unity a 3
Real talk, mother.
out of 5.